Above them, the men could see the glowing 16-inch shells streaking through the fog like meteors. As the shells slammed into the beach, George heard the low, distant rumble of the explosions and saw dim pulses of orange light along the shoreline. An admiral had reassured the demolition men that the barrage would obliterate the German defenses. "Not a living soul will be left on that beach," he declared. After several hours ramming through the storm-tossed waters, George and his teammates were damp, chilled, and miserable. The nauseating motion of climbing up the swells and plunging down them had made a few men badly seasick. They stumbled to keep on their feet and vomited over the gunwale. About half a mile from shore, George's landing craft linked up with others and began advancing in a line toward the beach. Through the soupy gray storm clouds, George could faintly make out the dark outline of sheer cliffs and dunes in the distance. Due to the need for secrecy, George had learned the beach's code name only a few days earlier: Omaha Beach. A few minutes out, Nazi mortar shells could be heard whining through the fog. Soon the shells were hitting all around George's landing craft, casting up tall geysers of seawater. Machine gun bullets drummed the vessel's metal ramp and ripped into the plywood. George and his unit crouched below the gunwales, pressing down hard on their helmets. This was George's first time in combat. His eyes were bugged, his breathing shallow and rapid. "What am I doing here?" he thought in a panic. "What am I doing here?" Part 1. The Atlantic. As the waters fail from the sea, and the flood decayeth and drieth up, so man lieth down, and riseth not. Job, chapter 14, verses 11 through 12. King James Version. 1. The Crash. At the rate World War II veterans are dying, an average of 234 a day, it is estimated that all of them will be deceased by 2036. That is why I feel privileged to shake the hand of George Morgan, one of the last surviving frogmen of World War II. It's August 15th, 2020. Coincidentally, the 75th anniversary of VJ Day, Victory over Japan Day. And we're meeting for the first time at George's vacation home in the mountains of eastern Arizona. George seems to me much younger than his 93 years, spry and quick-witted, with broad shoulders, handsome glasses, and thick gray hair curling out from beneath his navy blue ball cap, which says World War II Frogman in gold letters. His only health issue, he tells me, is COPD, a condition that limits the flow of air in and out of his lungs. Holding and controlling his breath was once his superpower as a frogman. Now, his breathing is short and shallow. He gurgles sometimes and gasps for air after long stretches of talking. COVID-19 is racing through Arizona, and George knows that if he catches the virus, he likely will not survive. Both of us are fully vaccinated, and I insist that we sit outside on his backyard patio as an added precaution. His yard abuts a golf course, and many of the golfers wave to George as they walk by, because he and his wife Patricia are in the habit of letting them pick apples from their tree. Patricia, a kind and cheerful woman, was the one who answered the phone when I called for the first time. I asked, "Is there a George Morgan there who served in the Navy in World War II?" "Yes, sir," she said, "the Frogman." I was giddy to hear it, having called at least a dozen wrong George Morgans. Very protective of George, Patricia brings us out 2 glasses of Pepsi with ice in case we get thirsty. The drink tastes cold and refreshing, especially in the Arizona summer heat. I was surprised to find George living in the arid Southwest, so far inland. When I first discovered his story...